Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins. Now it's Wilson. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
On second down, Rosen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Oh, what a move. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Cordray Tankersley on the stop defensively. Here's Smith now on second down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On third down, that's Gardner. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go. What? None.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Smith. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. And that'll make it third down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Flex round. Flex round.
Out of the gun, Smith. He's got that one complete to Darbo. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
On first down, it's Rosen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. Jakeem Grant now to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They'll start the drive with Drake. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Hurry!
On second down, here's Rosen. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Stills the intended target. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? After the interception, here's Smith. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Jordan Phillips busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Flex round! Flex round!
3rd and long, it's Smith. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Zane Gonzalez now to try the Browns field goal. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that will make our score 9-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
So now here come the Dolphins. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw is incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and now it's second down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Rosen again on 2nd and 10. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off right around the 43. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. In for the score. And the Browns add on to their lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out come the Dolphins now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Gone! Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! 47, Mike, boy, 47. Check. Gone!
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Going deep here for Stills. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. He was looking that time for Stills. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, a 22.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. From the red zone now, Smith. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Smith. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he takes this one in for a Browns score. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Rosen will throw. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. 1:57 to go in this first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here we go now. Blue Niners.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Flex round! Flex round!
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Minkah Fitzpatrick made the play defensively, the first-round pick out of Alabama. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Ohio!
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. That is caught at the 7. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Duke Johnson as the first half is winding down. And the Browns add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Gun!
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. It's caught, Stills, right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So from the 36 now,
Detroit,
1st and 10.
Detroit. Set. 3-19. 3-19.
Final play of the half here. It's Rosen. And now here is another interception. Kevin King with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats?
Who?
You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
Flex Brown! Flex Brown! Ohio! Ohio!
On first down, it's Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Smith on first down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Dante Hightower. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Smith. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns continue to roll. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. Blue Lightning!
Now Rosen. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
All right, here we go. Blue Lightning! Blue Lightning!
Now Rosen looking at a 3rd and 2. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That's taken on the 25. A great return there of 22 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Browns getting set to go. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Now let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Following the fumble recovery. Boom. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
Now Rosen on first down, going up top. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Rosen. And it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And it's 3rd down.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hey, check flight 47. Check flight 47.
2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
This quarterback now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. And Stills over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Back now in Miami. On second down, it's Drake. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Here's Rosen to throw. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Trying to get it that time to Stills. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they'll run it here. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Dante Hightower on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Flex round. Flex round.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And taken right at the 35. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the 3rd phase, but you see here it can be the 1st phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a 2nd and just 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Ohio! Ohio!
And on the ground they go with a running back. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
His throw incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Boom. It's caught right side. Dixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Boom. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The return man is Grant. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Now it's Rosen. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And it's taken in at the 9. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
We got 4. We got 4. Come on, let's go. What?
And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Get your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth.